Well, everyone, it's time for us to go ahead and compare the Apple Watch SE against the Galaxy Watch 5, the brand new Samsung Galaxy Watch, and seeing how much better one or the other one is and or the features that both of these things are bringing. Now, this is an interesting comparison because, as I've always mentioned, if you're going through and you're comparing a Android Galaxy Watch to an iPhone, Apple Watch SE, these things aren't really direct competitors because if you already have a Samsung phone, your choices are one of the Android platform watches, things like the Huawei watches, I think, the Pixel watch that's about to come out, and these Galaxy watches. So you can't really use a Galaxy Watch on, an iPhone, and you can't really use an Apple Watch to its full potential on an Android device either. So definitely keep that in mind. So comparing these things is just more so seeing which one is just seeing what the features are pretty much, and making yourself feel better if you bought one over the other. Now, if you want to buy one of these watches, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the Apple Watch SE, this is the older one that came out back in 2020, and I will definitely tell you these are really good watches for the price tag. You're paying $279 for the Apple Watch SE, and personally, I think that's a pretty decent deal. Now, these things come out in two different sizes, so you get the 44mm size, and you do get the 40mm size as well, the same exact sizes on the Galaxy Watch 5. So you are theoretically getting the same exact style of watch that you can get on both, which is really nice. Different, screen displays and everything, but the sizes are relatively the same, which is a really nice thing. Now, on top of that, you are getting that square type of design on the Apple Watch SE. So, the Galaxy Watch 5 is a little bit different, but with the Apple Watch SE, you do have that square design, and you have two different variations you can choose from as well. So you can always choose the GPS model, which is $279, or you can go up to the GPS and cellular model for $329. So like I mentioned, if you're, comparing these two side by side, there are a lot of, overlapping features between these two. Now, in the Galaxy Watch 5, like I mentioned before, you are getting that 44mm or that 40mm size. Of course, the price is going to fluctuate depending on which one you get, but again, that's a pretty nice touch. You have pretty much the same type of styling when it comes down to the sizes you can choose from. However, the Galaxy Watch 5 definitely looks more like a watch. With the Apple Watch, you can tell it looks like an Apple Watch because it's a square design, and not many other Apple Watches or many other watches look like that. The Galaxy Watch, there are tons of watches that look like this, for better and for worse. So I would say if you're wanting a more classical design, then something like the Galaxy Watch 5 may end up working better for you. So like I mentioned, with the Apple Watch SE, the Galaxy Watch 5 prices are almost the exact same thing. You're getting the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi one for $280, and you're getting the Bluetooth and the cellular one pretty much for $329, essentially the same exact prices as the Apple Watch SE. Now, one other thing I want to mention is actually with the design and the display itself. The displays on both are very good. I will say though, the Galaxy Watch 5, in my opinion, does have the better display. It is a really, really good panel, and I think the Apple Watch SE's display is still very good. But Samsung makes some of the best displays, as I mentioned, for years now, for not only, their Samsung phones and Galaxy Watches, but also for iPhones. Samsung makes a lot of displays for iPhones as well. So that is another thing that I've always liked. Now, one other thing I want to pinpoint is actually with and now some people may not like this, is with the bands. Now, personally, like I said, I like the design and the way the Galaxy Watch 5 display looks, but the Apple Watches, in my opinion, at least the stock bands that you can get from these manufacturers, they're always so much better quality on the Apple Watches. I think the Galaxy Watch 5, the bands are good, but you can definitely tell they're not as premium, in my opinion, as some of the bands that you can choose from Apple. Now, if you're going through and you're interchanging the bands as well, it is a much more seamless experience on the Apple Watches than on the Galaxy Watches. On the Galaxy Watches, you have to take out the pin, and you have to not take it out, but you have to slide the little knob to go and take it out and put it back in. It's just a very finicky experience. I never liked it, and I'm surprised Samsung still sticks with this. It's been a few years now, and I'm hoping they can change away from it, and I just don't feel like it has a, good fit. When I have my Galaxy Watch bands in it, if I go ahead and take it apart and put it back in, it just doesn't feel that great. But with the Apple Watches, I've always pretty much felt like they were very, very snug into place, and I've never really had any issues with that either. So that's just coming from my experience after owning many of these different watches. So that was one thing that kind of stood out to me too. Build quality, like I said, though, probably goes for the Galaxy Watch, but the SE is still very good as well. Now, in terms of performance inside, there's really not too much to kind of compare here. I mean, they both kind of have the same type of, it just really depends on how you look at it, right? I think both these, for the things that I'm going to do with them on an everyday basis, are easily going to handle pretty much everything I throw them at, to be honest. I don't think one is a way faster device than the other one. If anything, maybe the Galaxy Watch 5 is the fast one because it is, about 2 years newer than the Apple Watch SE. But again, I don't think I would really compare one or the other in terms of performance. But one thing that I do like about the Galaxy Watch that I mentioned for a long time now is actually with the ability to charge it from other Samsung phones. Apple, with the current iPhones, they don't allow us to go ahead and charge our watches from our iPhone. Now, maybe in the future this will change, but as of right now, that's not the case. And that's something I'm not a huge fan of. I wish we had the ability of just, charging our watches whichever way we want to. With the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5, even if we don't have the charger laying around, if we have our Samsung phone, we can wirelessly charge our watch from our Samsung phone, which is a really, really nice touch. I actually like that a lot. So personally, that's something that really stands out to me, and I wish the Apple Watch SE did have it as well. Now, in terms of the future of both these watches, I think they're going to be roughly lasting around the same time. I would probably say the Apple Watch SE is going to be lasting for a long period of time, but since the Galaxy Watch 5 came out 2 years after, it kind of has a head start of how much longer it's going to last. That's probably another thing to kind of keep in mind as well. But in terms of the features, these things have pretty much the same type of capability. You can check your blood pressure. You have tons of applications you can, download and use on both these watches. You have the ability of making calls, checking notifications, so many other things. It's when it comes down to the feature side, there's not really too many differences, but when it comes down to the actual, usability and then just the feature set behind them, I guess that's where things start taking a little bit of difference in my opinion. So I think when it comes down to both these watches, they are both very great. I don't know, like I said before, if there's one that I would 100% choose over the other one, but I will say for the last few years now, the Apple Watch SE, I think, has been a staple in the cheaper watch ecosystem, and I think that's been a really nice touch that Apple has been able to develop for the last few years. I think with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 though, I think this is a very good watch as well. Is it miles ahead of the Apple Watch SE? Not really, and I don't even know if I would say that this watch is a better watch or one I would, consider more than the Apple Watch SE. If I was coming from both these platforms, right? Let's say I can just choose whichever one that was going to be compatible with my device. I think my first instinct would probably go for the Galaxy Watch 5, just because this thing does have the ability of being charged from my phone, which is really cool. It also has the ability of, having a little bit of a newer, I wouldn't say styling, but it has a little bit more of a design that I actually like. I do like the circular design more than the square design. If Apple were to ever make a circular watch, I think that would be awesome. However, there are still lots of benefits for choosing a watch like the Apple Watch SE. With that square type of design, it does actually seem more like a phone or more like an iPad or a tablet at that point. So having a circular design kind of I could see how it could confuse a few people here and there. You also have more colors you can choose from, I believe, on the Apple Watch SE as well, which is really cool. So overall, I would definitely tell you, actually they have the same type of colors you can choose from, but I will tell you, again, if you have a Samsung, go for the Galaxy Watch 5 or even the Galaxy Watch 4. If you have an iPhone, go for the Apple Watch SE, or maybe even an Apple Watch, Series 5 if you really want to. So you have a few different choices you can choose from, but that's pretty much how both these watches compare. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.